Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday afternoon. The layoffs are just beginning. I believe we're going to hear about a lot of layoffs, and not just in the federal government. I'll go into that a bit. I also have a terrific passage that I will share with you. You want to stay tuned for that because it's a good one. But first, I have to mention a couple of things. I have to go first to MSNBC. They're doing a big shakeup, like it's going to help. I don't. They're in trouble, especially since the election. And Joy Reid, host of I forget what it's called, the Read Out or something like that. Well, she's out, all right. She has been deported from the channel. She has been let go. Axed. Her ratings, from what I read, was like over 60%. She lost over 60% of her audience, and she should. I don't know who watches that. That's trash. It's so bad. But Reed is out. I forget who they're replacing her with, but MSNBC, they're going to struggle, and they really have to adapt. I think CNN is trying to adapt to survive. I think all the cable channels are in trouble. Even Fox News, they really have to reinvent themselves at times and really pivot and to survive this day and time. Most of us get our news from other sources other than your mainstream media, legacy media, whatever you want to call it, the big cable channels. I mean, I think it's good for some things, just to kind of take a glance at to see what's going on. But to get the real stories, the more insight, breaking things more quickly, it's other sources. It's your individual, your independent people that are out there on all the other social networks, Also, there's a lot of fuss being thrown out there about the email from Elon Musk at the all federal employees. The word is he sent an email out to all federal employees saying that they need to respond within a few days, I believe, and give 5-point bullet points on what they accomplished in the last week. Now, personally, I think that's a bit over. That is over, not just a bit. I think that's over the top. That doesn't seem like that's in his description as really the main thing he should focus on as far as what Trump has tasked him with. I know Trump said that he told Elon to be more aggressive in the Doge cuts, but to send an email like that, I'm not a federal employee. I'm not. But if I were, that would kind of piss me off. It really would. Now, the good news is, if you work for the FBI, your boss said, basically, disregard that. Kash Patel already making an impact. He said, he addressed this, and he said, what we're going to do is you don't have to respond to that. We're going to coordinate responses to that. So don't stress. In other words, don't stress on that. I like that. I mean, that's a boss that has your back, holds you accountable, but also has your back. You got to do both. When you're a boss, you got to hold people accountable, but you have to get their back too. You have to have their back, help them do their job, support them, and I believe have empathy. Empathy is huge in their leadership role. But he's seeing that. I like that. I like that response. I just wanted to mention that. The layoffs, everybody's focusing on the federal level, and there's a bunch of layoffs, and I think there needs to be a lot of them. Are all of them really needed? I don't know. I don't really know for sure. Hopefully they're not cutting people that are very essential to national security, to the populace. I've made some notes. Thousands of federal employees are being cut just in this first month. Can you imagine what the rest of this term is going to look like? This is just 1 month of Trump, y'all. By the way, I agree with like 98, 97% of what he's doing. roll it, man. Roll on, dude. So thousands of employees, large-scale reductions in workforce through a lot of departments, a lot of agencies. The defense, this is not all of them, but Defense Department cut over 5,000 workers. Now, a lot of these cuts are from people that are on probationary periods already, temporary workers, contract people, that kind of stuff. But Defense Department, over 5,000 workers. IRS, yeah, cut. IRS, 6,000. Department of Homeland Security, TSA especially, over 400 people. It's probably going to be more than that. FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, 400 support staff. They probably need to bolster that and the requirements of the air traffic controllers, please. Education, Department of Education, dozens. Didn't really give a specific number. Department of Energy, over 2,000 people. Health and Human Services, over 700 people. Department of the Interior, 2,300. Wow. Now I agree. If it's like a fluff position, all this, I can understand it. Their Doge is tasked with saving the taxpayers' money, cutting out the fraud, the waste, and abuse, theft, of course. Now, NASA was also included in that. I don't know how many, didn't get a number, but I believe the private sector is also going to do a lot of layoffs. I'm hearing from friends that their companies are laying off, have been laying off, and expect more. It's across a lot of different industries, y'all. Especially retail, especially in management and these middle management positions in retail, restaurants, they're in trouble. Tech, IT, yeah. I believe artificial intelligence is going to absolutely change so much that if you have a job in technology right now, even engineering, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. You need to start thinking about things. If you have a job using your hands, a trade, you're probably fine. Or if you're in medical, depending on what you're doing, you should be fine for now. But retail, whew, and technology. Now, I want to say at this point, you might be saying, well, Dawg, I'm retired. I do this, I do that. I'm not in danger of this, But if you know somebody, family member, anybody that could benefit from this video, share it with them, because I'm going to give you some advice. I'm going to give you at least the dog view of if you are laid off, or if you think you are about to be laid off or in danger of it, or you see others being laid off around you. Dude, you need to prepare. Keep preparing. First of all, everyone, nobody's exempt from being laid off, fired, whatever you want to call it, let go. We're all expendable. All of us. And maybe I hear people saying, well, they need me on this and they need me on that. It might be partially true. And they say, well, I'm crucial to this. Well, is what you're doing, is it crucial all the time, or is it just a project, when it's done, or are you being paid by funding, temporary funding or something like that? You're in danger. But everyone is expendable. Everyone. And it can happen anytime. It don't matter how hard you work. It don't matter what you've done, what you've accomplished. It does not matter. Are your chances better of staying if you've got all these accomplishments? Sure. Doesn't guarantee that you could be gone too, though. So first of all, understand that you are expendable. Keep your resume updated. Well, you're like, well, dog, I'm secure in my position. I've been here 8, 10 years. Update your resume today, tomorrow, this week. Keep it updated. And also be thinking about who would be a good reference for you, who would make a good recommendation for you. That means in the job you're in, do the best job you can. Keep the relationships healthy, not just with supervisors, but coworkers. They can be references as well. Or customers, clients. Think about who would be a good reference for you. Cultivate that relationship even more. Or cultivate new ones. If you're laid off, networking. Tell everybody that you know that you're looking for work. And I know there's a stigma. Traditionally, there's been a stigma with being laid off, losing your job, needing to make a change. Throw that all out the window. Long gone are the days of working for the same company for 30, 40 years, getting the gold watch, the fish fry, picnic party, pension. That's gone. It's been gone, actually, for quite a while. Now, there are some exceptions to that. Some government, and railroad stuff. My father, bless him, he worked for the railroad. Very blessed. He worked for the railroad before he went in the army, just out of high school. Before he went in the army. After he got out of the army and came back, he went back to work for the railroad. Worked for the railroad into his early 60s. He retired. Pension. He got the fish fry, picnic party. Gold, literally got the gold watch, y'all. Still has it. How often does that happen now? And mind you, it's not like he was high up on the food chain. I mean, it's not like he was in upper management. No. They just did that. That's gone. People don't keep stand jobs very long nowadays. For various reasons. It's not necessarily their fault. So the stigma of looking for work is long gone. So I don't care what age you are. Networking is how people find jobs. Or if you need clients, you need business. Networking is the way to go. And you're like, well, dog, I applied for 10 jobs on Indeed.com. That's great. But your chances, most people find jobs through people they know or people they know, a connection, some human connection. Companies want to hire people that they either know or somebody else they know knows them. That's just the way it is. It's the way it works. So tell everybody, because you don't know who knows somebody else that's hiring, right? Reach out to your former coworkers, your former supervisors, if you think they would give you a good reference. Ask them first if they would be a reference for you. Use them as a reference. If not, use them as, do they know somebody who's hiring, if in the same industry especially. Hey, I heard so-and-so might need somebody. Boom, a lead. It's a lead. Follow up on it. Never give up. Never give up. You might need to change industries. I don't care what age you are. Those are some things. Reinvent yourself, especially for us older folks. When you get to 50s and 60s, it's difficult. It's difficult. You might need to start your own business. If you're semi-retired or retired and you want to make a little money, what is a gig you can do? How can you leverage an interest, a talent that you have? How can you make some money at it? Maybe you don't need to. Maybe you just enjoy doing it. It gives you a purpose. That's cool too. Maybe you just want to volunteer. But if you want to make some money, there's probably a way you can do it using a talent that you have. Is it online? Is it in person? Pet sitting, landscaping, dishwashing. All those too could be done for cash. If you can make some money just by cash, you don't have to report it. More power to you, man. Do it while we can. Do it while we can. Handyman. Are you mechanically inclined? Can you fix stuff? People don't like to fix stuff themselves. Even people who do that don't want to fix their own stuff. Can you do it? Get paid cash. We've had some roofing work done. We've had some little things done here that my days of getting on a roof are done, y'all. I'm not getting on a roof. No. No, sir, no, ma'am. I like what Dawg can get up there and do. No, I'm not getting on a roof. I can do some other things, but I'm not getting on a roof. I'm paying somebody to do that. And when we've done it, we pay them with cash. Landscaping. Now, I can do my own landscaping, but people, a lot of people pay for that. If you're a young man, hey, a young woman. I knew a young woman does her own landscaping. Makes dang good money. We have a neighbor that does half the neighborhood's yards as a gig, as a side gig. He gets paid with cash. Cleaning, custodial services, tree removal, all that stuff people are going to pay for. Mechanic. Create your own business. Are you creative? Do you make stuff? Can you sell it? Can you provide a service that somebody would pay for? Or online. Hey, be surprised. You work from home. You just need an internet connection. Again, applying for jobs online, networking, Indeed.com is a good one. All the others I don't really know about so much nowadays. These networking sites, I think it might be good for certain industries, to kind of network with people in your industry or that might know how to help you or give you a lead, or you give them a lead, you help them out. That's another good way to get a lead. You help somebody else out. Then they feel obligated to reciprocate, right? So anyway, those are just some things there. I don't want to make this too long, but those are just some tips. And like I said, if this can benefit somebody else, share it with them. I appreciate it. Pass it along. Some of that might sound just like common sense, but you'd be surprised. All right, going to a passage. It's a good one. John, the book of John, verse 14. Start with the verse 25. All from the words of Jesus. All this I've spoken while still with you, but the Counselor, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all these things and will remind you of everything I've said to you. Peace I leave you with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Now, I do not give as the world gives. So the world can give you all kind of things, but they're temporary, they fade, they rust, they go away, they disappear. What our Lord can give you is everlasting. It's wonderful. It never ends. It just gets better. And it transcends the fear. We're human, so we're going to feel the fear sometimes, but we can run to Him and mitigate that fear, right? It says, do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid, because what He gives is unlike anything that we get here in this world we're in right now. Hope that makes sense. I hope that's helpful. Share your thoughts. Stay close to Jesus. God bless y'all. I'll see you soon.